It's Ash from SuperVideos back for another live stream Q&A. This is going to be Q&A number 136. So let's wait a few minutes for people to show up here. King Ken 214, hey, how are you? Glad you could join us, Ken. Louise Angel 370CX, I need to know, where did you get that thumbnail? It was on Talking Dead, so I did a screen grab of it when I was watching the Talking Dead episode, the latest one. That's where they had it. It's pretty cool. I saw it on Talking Dead, but I can't find it. Yeah, I couldn't find it, so I just screen grabbed it. Faith Cannon 7, ooh, glad you could join. And one thing I do want to say, so I started the stream and then I realized that it was connected to the old channel or the second channel, so I had to shut it down and delete it from there and kind of do it again here. Diagold Beast, I'm Ken's friend. How are you? Glad you could join us. Diagold Beast. And thank you, Ken, for recommending the channel to Diagold Beast. King Ken 214, I told him to come watch. Yeah, that's cool, man. Thank you. Faith Cannon 7, gotta say it like Ric Flair. Gotta say it like Ric Flair. Oh, the woo thing? I don't know how to say it like Ric Flair, honestly. I used to be into wrestling, but long ago. King Ken 214 and sub. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. King Ken 214, it's fake. What's fake? Faith Cannon LOL. Exel Asum, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. XCL Asum. Acum. Let me know how to pronounce it if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hi, I know you put a lot of effort doing your videos, so just let me say that we appreciate your hard work. Greetings. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. Without you guys, the channel can't really grow, so I really appreciate, you know, your support and all of that. And I'm glad that you're enjoying the content and, you know, we have this community. Faith Cannon 7, so are movies. Not sure what that's referring to. Oh, wrestling is fake. That's what I see. Oh, I see it. I see. Yeah, wrestling is fake. I think everyone knows that at this point. Maybe if you're just getting into it and if you're young, then you might not know it, but we pretty much know. King Ken 214, wrestling is fake, planned. Yeah, it's staged like a movie, right? So it's just a live movie or performance. I'm really hoping we see Alpha and Beta in this next episode. I think they were both credited for the episode, for episode 2 called Omega, but I hope that we actually see more of Beta than I think we're gonna see. I think we're still gonna see quite a bit of Alpha, but I think maybe 70% of that is gonna be flashbacks. I think we're not gonna see that much of new Beta, like the current version of Beta. Or not Beta, Alpha, I mean. But even Beta, I think Beta is credited, but I don't know how much we're going to see of Beta. I hope we see him a lot, but I feel like he's just going to pop up maybe at the last couple minutes, maybe last 10 minutes. Faith Canon 7, I believe episode 10 will be one of the best. I hope so. I mean, I don't know about the flashbacks. Again, I have to see it to judge it, but the flashbacks definitely do get me interested, for sure. King Kensu 14, do you think Z Nation is bad? I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't be able to judge it because I haven't watched it. It seems like it's a different type of show. Like it's a fun show. It's not like a show where you literally have where you have to look at, you know, plot and all of that. It doesn't seem like it. Again, I can't judge it because I haven't seen it. But it seems like it's more of a fun show than a show where you have to dive in details and, you know, think about every scene and every moment. And another thing that I do want to mention, I finally fixed the camera. I found the setting that was making it disconnect every like 10-15 minutes. So that should be good now. So the camera should be fine. I just I just charged it as well. So it's full charged. So we should be good for an hour. I'm hoping we do maybe 45 minutes to an hour of stream tonight. So the camera should cooperate with us. Faith Canon 7, the Whisperers that were killed are not the toughest. I haven't, or have a feeling growing, or knowing that the fair is coming, they're smart ones. Yeah, there's definitely smart Whisperers around. I'm sure of that. The Whisperers that we saw in the last episode were not the smartest. I think Lydia was the smartest Whisperer that we saw from the Whisperers that we've seen. Maybe not the smartest. Maybe the Whisperer that killed... Actually, 3 Whisperers may be smarter than Lydia that we've seen. One was the one that killed Jesus. The other one was the one that was going to kill Michonne. And Yumiko shot her, or him. And then another one was the one that opened the gates to the cemetery when everyone left. And they were closing the gate to the walk, or so the walkers don't cross. So I feel like those 3 are the smartest Whisperers we've seen. The others have not been that smart. Lydia has been a smart Whisperer so far as well. Faith Canon 7, wonder if Gamma's coming. I don't think they're gonna beat that to death. I think if they do it, like have Whisperers have different names, they're just gonna maybe do 2 or more, or 2 or 3 more. So I don't think they're gonna go overboard with it. And even Omega that we see in the title, I think that's just referring to Alpha before she became Alpha. You know what I mean? I don't think it's the name of an actual Whisperer, or a code name of an actual Whisperer. And we did get some news recently about something with Carrie Payton. I don't want to say it here, just in case you guys don't want to know anything about that. But I've heard the news, I saw the article, but it's just speculation and we don't know whether it's true or not. So because of that, I decided not to do a video of it yet. If it's confirmed 100%, or maybe there's more to it than just one article, then I might do a video on it. But at the moment, I read the article, but I'm probably not going to do a video on it because it's speculation. It's not even, or it's just, there isn't too much to it for me to talk about. Faith Canon 7, you're right, they won't go overboard, but non-comic Whisperers say they can do just like non-comic characters in a villain group. But non-comic Whisperers, they can do just like non-comic comic characters in a villain's group. Yeah, I feel like some could have names like that for sure. Louis Angel 370CX. Rumors always come or become true. That's true. That's true. That's absolutely true. That was true with Rick. That was true with Maggie. It appears to be true with Michonne. It could be true, but again, it feels like every week we're just talking about someone exiting in some way, shape, or form. So that's just, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous at this point, but again, I want to get more information and more confirmations before I do a video on that. But you're right, there's a very good chance that it's true. Epic Zombie Killer Entertainment Channel. Q&A, hey Ash, if Henry gets Ezekiel killed, do you think he'll feel guilty? Absolutely. I think if he gets anyone killed, he'll feel guilty. But Ezekiel, it's even more for him, the guilt. It'll stick around with him for quite a long time. I don't think he'll ever get over it. And why Epic Zombie Killer is saying that, just to put a little context into this, we saw a sneak peek from the next episode where we have Henry and Lydia talking. Henry reveals to Lydia that he comes from a community called Kingdom. He has a second father named Ezekiel who leads the kingdom, and that the kingdom is close by, maybe a few days with a horse. I think that's what he says. So he reveals that. Now, why is that important? First, now Lydia knows about this information, and he can transfer that information to Alpha and the Whispers when she's released. And when that happens, Kingdom, just like Hilltop, becomes another target, and maybe a more vulnerable target, because when the fair is going on, they're busy with the fair and everything. Maybe they don't even know at that point about the Whispers. And what if the Whispers show up? And what if they are smart enough to disguise themselves as just normal people going into the fair? Because there's going to be a lot of people there. And then if they get in there, that causes a lot of issues because you don't even know your enemy at that point. Louis Angel 370CX. Am I the only one thinking season 10 and 3 movies are the end of the show? Well, I wouldn't. Well, I think 10 seasons at this point, maybe we'll get 11 seasons, but I don't know about the future. I mean, I was pretty sure we're going to get more, but at this point, I just don't know. I think they're on that platform. But does it mean the show's ending? No. Does it mean we should be concerned? A little bit. I think we're good for maybe 2 more seasons. After that, if we continue seeing people leaving and things happening, then we need to get concerned. So I wouldn't really agree with you saying that it's the end of the TV show, but I do think that at this point we should get a little concerned about where the TV show, the flagship, is going. Not the entire franchise, but just the flagship show. Faith Cannon 7, seriously, how the heck did Alpha kill lots of people? We'll see that. I mean, yeah, I don't want to give too much away. We'll see what happens, but if they go with comic material, then it won't just be Alpha. She'll get help from other Whispers. Maybe she'll be the one that does the final killing, but she'll get help from the other Whispers. Excel Asem, I'm really interested about the X-Scars. Absolutely, same here. I think they'll reveal it in episode 15, if I'm not wrong, because the title of the episode, I think it's 15, it could be 14, I'm not sure. I talked about it on another video. The title is Scars. So, and also on the trivia on the wiki page for Walking Dead, it says that it's the episode where they reveal what the X-Scars are. So we'll have to wait till then to know. At this point, we have nothing to go by. The only piece of information that we have is something that was revealed by Norman Reedus on Talking Dead. I did a video on that already as well, but he says that it's a thing only between Daryl and Michonne. No one else knows about it. And that they crossed a very dark line, both Michonne and Daryl, that's connected to why they have the scars. So I'm very interested to know what that's all about, but at this point I don't have any guesses anymore. Like all my guesses are out the window because nothing seems to make sense based on the reveals and based on what we've seen. Noah Jink 75, hi Ash. Hi, how are you? Glad you could join. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A, hey Ash. I like Henry, but I do feel he made a big mistake. Yeah, absolutely. Not like he didn't do it on purpose, obviously, but that just shows how naive he is and how much he's not really prepared for the real world, the apocalyptic world. Faith Cannon 7, blend in with both dead and living. That's real intelligence. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't really think of it that way, like how they're doing both. At least not directly, but yeah, you're absolutely right about that. That's kind of creepy if you think about it. Like, they can blend in with anyone. They can be everywhere and no one knows they're there. Noah Jink 75, Q&A, what did you think of Cassidy McClincy's first performance as Lydia? I thought it was great. She did a great job showing Lydia being scared, terrified. But at the same time, there were moments when you could see in her performance that she was playing along a little bit, playing a part a little bit. She was definitely scared or terrified at the beginning, but then as time went on, maybe after the interrogation that Michonne and Tara gave her, or when they interrogated her, she softened up a little bit. And she started to put on an act. And she wasn't as terrified as initially. But then when Daryl came along, all of that went out the window. But, you know, I thought her performance was absolutely great. I would love to see more of her character and for the actress to bring out more of her multi-layers into the screen. I would absolutely love to see that. But I loved her performance. It was absolutely great. I thought she did a really good job in 909, and it looks like 910 she'll do even better. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know about 910. We only see her a little bit in the sneak peeks, but she nailed the performance in the first episode that she was in. Noah Jink 75 in 910. I don't think they'll humanize Alpha because it's going to be told through the eyes of Lydia, which means we'll see what she remembers about her mother and father in the early days. Yeah, if they do that, I'm okay with that. But if they extend that and have flashbacks of why she chose to become a whisperer and try to humanize her that way, then you could mess it up. Like, it's a hit or miss in that case. But if they just stick with the recipe like you said, it could work, definitely. Faith Cannon 7, Ezekiel versus Alpha in a spot at the fair where no one can hear them. People cheering and can hear the fight far away. In a spot at the fair where no one can hear them. People cheering and can't hear the fight far away. That would be cool, but I think it's better to have people disappear without actually showing it first. Maybe afterwards you could have flashes when you're doing the reveals, but to begin, I don't think you need to have it, at least not for everyone. The big ones you don't want to reveal right away because it gives it away. So you want to keep that hidden maybe a little bit. But that could work for a smaller character. Let's say for Luke. Or maybe not Luke. Let's say Tammy Rose or someone else. That could work in that case. Excel Asam, about the scars or X-Scars, maybe it's about Negan. It could be, but I just don't see it. Like, I don't see a direct connection that pops out at me. But it could be. But I just don't see why they would put scars on themselves because of Negan. Or something about Negan. Or maybe even Rick. Even for Rick, it doesn't really make sense. Like, to do it in honor of Rick. That's the first thing I thought, but why would they do that? Why just two of them do that? You know what I mean? Animated Alex, up Ash, sorry about my disappearance. No worries, man. Glad you're here. Epic Zombie Killer. Q&A, hey Ash, it makes sense why Daryl is yelling at Henry in the sneak peek. He's pissed because he's putting Carol and Ezekiel in danger and Daryl cares about Carol a lot. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Daryl hadn't intervened and got Henry out of there, she would have revealed more information. Maybe Daryl got more than he bargained for, because his plan was to get intel by having Henry bond with Lydia and getting them to talk, and for Lydia to reveal information about them. But then it went the other way as well. Henry revealed a bit too much. Animated Alex, what do you think of the Alpha flashback? I have mixed feelings. I have to see the entire thing before I make a judgment. But from what I see, based on the sneak peek, I think it's pretty cool and it works. But I don't know what they're going to do after. I don't think what other flashbacks they're going to give us. Faith Cannon 7, true Nova Jinx 75, because I think Alpha, before she goes crazy, kills her husband. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking as well. It makes sense. Noah Jinx 75, I think Henry has a good heart, but with how naive he is, he's probably going to have deadly consequences. It's probably going to have deadly consequences. Absolutely. His heart is in the right place, but he's just not smart. He's not smart. Like Daryl says, he needs to wise his ass up. Absolutely. Louise Angel 370CX, will we ever see snow? Yes, we will. It's confirmed that we will see snow in the finale. A blizzard of some sort. Which is pretty cool. I'm very excited for that as well. Noah Jinx 75, I'm positive that Alpha killed Frank. That could be the stepping stone that makes her a total psychopath. But that's if how Lydia remembers it because she's telling the story. Yeah, that's a good point. If it's true, like if any of what she's saying is true. It makes sense for it to be true because it makes no sense for them to just have a backstory like that, a flashback, and make it be a lie. It's like, what was the point? You know what I mean? So it's probably true, but yeah, I think that's what pushes Alpha to become the psychopath she is. Noah Jake 75 in 916 we will get snow, so excited. Yes, absolutely excited for that, and it's confirmed. So it's not a rumor, it's confirmed. Animated Alex, it would be a bit comical to snow walkers to me, or to snow walkers to me. Walkers to me, because we could see some slide down like a sled of a froze like a snowman. Yeah, it could get comical, but that's where they have to be creative and make it interesting and not comical. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A, it's different from the comics. We never saw the Whisperer's origins in the comics, and I'm pretty sure Alpha was not married in the comics. Yeah, like we didn't see any of that. We didn't know Alpha that much, her backstory. So all of that is just new for the TV show. Louis Angel 370CX, if we are going or getting snow, where are the Whisperers going to go? That's a good point. Because the walkers don't really necessarily have to think about the cold, because it's either that they're frozen or that they can walk, right? But for Whisperers, it's a different story. Like, I see what you're saying. So they're gonna have to wear more clothing, I would say. They could still have their mask, but have more clothing, I would say. And yeah, you say they live outside. Absolutely right. That's a great point. Faith Cannon 7, snow can make it creepy, showing pikes and the snow falling in slow motion when Daryl, Henry, and Lydia return from the Whisper camp. Yeah. Or even just seeing like a white ground with blood trail. And we follow the blood trail leading us to the first head on the pike. And it just pans out. And maybe they could have it so that, like you say, it's slow motion with the snow falling. And with every reveal of the character, we either see maybe a moment of how they died, like when they were decapitated or when they were killed, or a flash of them getting kidnapped by the Whisperers. I think that would be great. Maybe not for everyone, but for some of them. That would be absolutely cool. NovaJink75, I'm kind of tired of seeing people shit on Henry, like, cut him a little slack. He's not Carl, but I don't really see him that way. Yeah, we are cutting him some slack by not hating him, you know? We're saying he's naive, he'll learn. That's us cutting him some slack. NovaJink75, Henry's about to do some stupid shit that Carl did in the comics by going after Lydia. So people need to stop saying that Carl would. Well, I don't remember this, but I don't think Carl revealed a lot of information to Lydia in the cell, which Henry is doing. And unlike the comics, Lydia still is kind of loyal to the Whisperers. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Animated Alex, do you think we'll see or ever get a Negan-like character, but instead not a villain, but his personality? We could, but I think it'll be repetitive. I don't think we need it. It'll just be like Negan, right? So why would we need it? It'll be a bit repetitive, I think. NoahJink75, maybe they skin animals and wear their skin to protect themselves from the cold. Very good thought. That could work. If they can skin Whisperers or Walkers, they can skin animals. But then again, how many animals are still out there alive? That's another thing to keep in mind. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A, also in the comics, the snow is what saved them during No Way Out. Whereas in the show, it seems a lot more unrealistic. Yeah, you're right about that. Let's see what they do and how they do it. It could work. It's nonetheless, whether it works or not, it'll be cool to see. It'll be a new thing. And I appreciate them trying something new. Louise Angel 370CX, could they take the Sanctuary? The Whisperers? Why would they want to? They live outside. They're a mobile camp. They have a mobile camp. So I don't think they would ever want to be in any community or any building or any wall, inside any wall. Animated Alex, the Whisperers bought the horror back. Absolutely. Now, every time there's a herd of walkers or maybe even a few walkers, it's intense because we don't know if it's a walker or a Whisperer, which makes it very interesting. Louis Angel 370CX, Whisperers in the Sanctuary. Yeah, I don't think that would work. I don't think the Whisperers would want to take the Sanctuary, even if they could. Like Lydia says, walls don't protect you. That's their philosophy, right? So I don't think they would want to go to the Sanctuary. Faith Cannon 7, Whisperers might have skin tents for weather purposes. That's a good point. That's a very good point. Faith Cannon 7, I'm sick, LOL. What's wrong? I hope you get better. I don't know if you were serious or not, but I hope you get better. Noah Jake 75 Q&A, what do you think of Alpha's authority? In one of the trailers, she has Beta putting her mask on because why would she do it when other members of her group can? The authority she has is very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. And that's something they didn't really dive into too much in the comics. So I'm absolutely interested to see how they make that work in the show and how they flesh that out. So yeah, I'm very interested in that. Animated Alex, do you think Henry will get lucky with Lydia? I think so. I think so. NovaJink75, how do you think Henry will run into Beta? I think Alpha knows Henry is following them and sends Beta to confront Henry, but not kill him. Yeah, I think something like that. But I think probably, I don't think Alpha is going to say don't kill him, but I think Lydia's going to be there and she's going to, you know, scream, yell, whatever. Maybe some Whisperers are going to hold her back, maybe Alpha, and maybe Alpha will have a change of heart. Not because she cares about Lydia, not necessarily, but because of the screaming and all of that chaos. So she'll be like, yeah, let's just take care of this later, bring him back with us. Talking about Henry now. And then that's when they bring Henry back with them. Faith Cannon 7, we're 32 minutes in, so we'll go for another maybe 15-20 minutes. We'll make this live stream of like 45 minutes. We could go for an hour, but we'll stick with 45 minutes for now, and then we'll shut this thing down, because I do have to get going somewhere. Faith Cannon 7, if I had a group, the only thing I'd worry about are leading and planning. I kept people alive. Why should I get dirty? No servant is higher than a master. Cook my food, massage me, put my underwear on. I don't think it's necessarily going to work like that. But yeah, you do you. Epic Zombie Killer, Q&A plus the sanctuary is gone. It's abandoned and filled with walkers. It's gone. Sadly, time to move on. Yeah, absolutely. That's another great point. Faith Cannon 7, sick in the head. I meant skin tense, lol. Oh yeah, it is sick to be, well, it's already sick wearing skin, right? So I don't see how that's worse than what they're already doing. Noah Jinx 75 Q&A, when Alpha captured Luke and Alden, how many Whisperers were with her? It looked like there were a couple of dozen with her. So there were 2 on one side of Luke and Alden, I think 2 on the other side, so that's 4. With Alpha, that's 5. And behind Alpha, there was like maybe 6 or 7 more. So yeah, a dozen, I would say, makes sense. But I think it's the same group that we see approaching Hilltop, or by Alpha's side when they're at the Hilltop. Maybe a portion of them, but I think it doesn't make sense. Animated Alex, I imagine that the sanctuary was destroyed. Yeah, it is destroyed. Noah Jinx 75, I want to see Alpha kill one of her Whisperers to prove her authority. Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to see that. That was an important part of the story in the comics, so I don't see them changing that. Or I don't see a reason why they would change that. Animated Alex, I found funny when Daryl was shooting the walkers in the knee and found the first Whisperer screamed. It was the second. Oh yeah, the first Whisperer, yeah. But what was the Whisperer supposed to do? Not scream? But it was very smart for Daryl to do that, and for writers to put that in the story. Nova Jinx 75 Q&A, if you are a Whisperer, could you walk around in a herd of walkers, or be like Alpha and just walk with small groups of walkers? Less risky being with a small group of walkers. Well, the thing is, I would have to follow what Alpha told me. I couldn't just decide myself. But if I had a choice, I would probably stick with a herd. Because there's less chance of someone doing what Daryl did. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more risky. I don't agree with you there. I think it's more risky. Because small group, it's more likely that someone could just take care of it, shoot everyone down in the head, or maybe just shoot them anywhere. So I think it's more risky that way. Faith Cannon 7, I think she does know a Jinx. She had blood on her hands. I think it's a beheading. Yeah, I think so. There's a scene in one of the teasers or trailers where we see blood on Alpha's hand. I think that's after she beheads someone. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A, I felt sorry for Negan in episode 9. He seemed sad when he was at the sanctuary. It's sad that his fearsome leader, or that this fearsome leader from season 6 finale is no more. Yeah, but it's a new type of Negan, which I'm definitely interested to see. Speaking of teasers and trailers, something I want to say. So AMC finally released the latest promo or teaser for the next episode, episode 10. I don't know what took them so long, but they did it. And it was HD. Now, there was one scene which, in the version I had, which was low quality, I couldn't really see. It looked like, this is what it looked like. It looked like someone was holding keys in front of Lydia's cell. Now, after watching the HD version of the teaser, you can tell it's not a key. It's not keys. It's definitely Daryl holding a spoon. It's a big spoon, has water in it. And he's trying to give the water to Lydia, have her sip it. And then Lydia goes to grab it, or grab Daryl's hand or something. And that's what happens. That's how it ends. So it's not keys, it's just a spoon filled with water, and Lydia's gonna drink it, but then she snaps and tries to grab Daryl's hand. We all know how that's gonna go. She's gonna get shut down, but that's the scene. I just wanted to clear that up. Nova Jinx 75, speaking of Alpha, does she not have a machete? From what we've got, all I see is the shotgun and a knife. I thought I saw the machete, but I was wrong. It was just the arrow, or one of the arrows. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it makes sense for her to have it, but she might not. Faith Cannon 7, Big Hurt means I can chill in the back and people waste their bullets and arrows. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point. Noah Jinx 75 Q&A, does Alpha tell her whisperers just to go out every single day and not come back until sundown or something? Could be. I mean, they never clarified that in the comics, so we don't know. But it could be something like that. They could do it in shifts. Noah Jinx 75, in that same trailer with Alpha's hands all bloody, Beta was standing right behind the guy Alpha was shushing. Yeah. Yeah. Epic Zombie Killer, it's sad knowing that everything Negan built is just gone. The Sanctuary, the Saviors, Negan has nothing left, which is sad. Yeah, it's sad. But he got what he deserved. Killing all those innocent people, right? Glenn and Abe specifically as well. Noah Jinx 75, I see why they released the trailer for 9/10 on Valentine's Day. They're teasing the Henry Lydia romance coming this Sunday. Haha. That could be why they delayed it. Maybe. Delayed it. Yeah, maybe. I hope that's it, because I don't want to wait a week for the future ones. Or almost a week. Alright, we're 40 minutes in. We'll do 5 more minutes and that'll be the end of the stream. We have another live stream Sunday, so you can join. It's 1 p.m. Mountain Time. So if there's any question you still want to ask, you can come back Sunday afternoon and we'll have another session. Animated Alex, the Lydia integration. What am I saying? Interrogation reminded me of the Randall interrogation. Yeah, absolutely. I got vibes from that as well. Same type of vibes, I mean. Nova Jinx 75, the Sanctuary was going to fall anyway because you can't even grow crops there. Well, the thing is, they had others provide for them when Negan was around. So that's why it didn't fall, or it hadn't fallen but at that point, or by that time. Faith Cannon 7, in a what if I think the governor would have been scared of the Whisperers? Or if him and Martinez with Meryl were outside finding resources, they ran into them. They would have been really concerned. I think they would have just handled it like they wanted to handle Rick and the others. Just spot or killed walkers in small chunks. Maybe do what Daryl did and try to find one, take them prisoner. And then torture them, have them point them to where the camp is. And then attack the camp. It was just kind of like what they did, right? They took Herschel as a hostage and they did that. They made him Or maybe not. They knew where the prison was, but they used him as leverage. Epic Zombie Killer Q&A. Hey Ash, I'm kind of bummed that Alpha didn't say don't move. Instead, they had her say trail ends here, which pisses me off. I was wanting her to say don't move. Yeah, I wanted that as well, but I mean, it's a small thing. It's a comic. What do you call it? It's something that doesn't really impact the story. It's just comic. What's the word I'm looking for? It's just to please comic fans, and I'm okay with them not doing it. I mean, it would have been great if they did. I was disappointed, but it doesn't really matter that much in terms of the story. Noah Jink 75. When they are going to release some Whisperer masks for fans to buy, I want one so badly. Yeah, they probably will do that. Noah Jink 75 Q&A. How do you think 9-10 will end? I think it's with Alpha arrival at Hilltop with Alpha saying, I am Alpha. I think so. I think that makes sense. But I don't know. I feel like they said Beta is going to be in this episode. Let me check this. Let me just quickly check this. Because I feel like that's what they had on the wiki. I can check quick. Let me just check that. And I do have to get going here in a few minutes, so we'll do maybe 2 more questions. But let me just confirm this to see on the actual wiki who's credited for episode 10. If Beta is not credited, then what you're saying, I definitely could see that. But if he is credited, then it gets interesting. So Omega, let's go to the episode. Let's see. So no, it's not there. Okay, so I was wrong. So Beta is not there. So I could definitely see what you're saying for the end of episode 10. Episode 11, it's probably going to end with us seeing Beta. All right, maybe 2 more questions, 2-3 more questions. Novajink 75, trail ends here. Makes sense because Alpha lured Luke and Alden into a trap using a trail of Yumiko's arrows, which is smart of Alpha to do. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it does make sense. And a part of me, non-comic part of, like, the part of me that's not really biased towards the comics is like, this makes sense. Why would you want the other? You know what I mean? But again, there's a part of me that wanted to hear that or hear her say that. Faith Cannon 7, or one of the governor's groups gets killed, or the governor gets killed thinking a walker won't fight back. Yeah, absolutely. They would have found it challenging to deal with the Whisperers, for sure. Epic Zombie Killer. Q&A, hey Ash, do you think they won't introduce the princess in the show? Like, do you think she'll fit in the TV series? Not the exact same way. If it's the exact same princess, it doesn't really work for TV. No, it's too comical. Noah Jink 75, from the synopsis and casting of 9/11, it involves the kingdom going on a supply run, which gets deadly. Beta is also casted for his first appearance in 9/11. Alright then, yeah, we're gonna see Beta in 9/11 then. I think he's gonna appear at the end of 9/11. Noah Jink 75, they're doing a good job with keeping Beta mysterious as possible. Yeah, absolutely. I wish they were doing that for Alpha as well. They revealed a bit too much for Alpha. But, you know, I love that they revealed Alpha a lot. But yeah, that's it for this live stream Q&A. Thank you everyone for joining and asking questions. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I will see you guys very soon for the next stream on Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. See you guys soon.